Aloha and Tashi Delay from Kauai Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center here on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. We present this class every Thursday night, 6 to 8 o'clock, and it's recorded and put on our website so that people can view it in their own time around the planet. I'm Lama Tashi. When we do these classes, it's a condensation of all the teachings of the Buddha Shakyamuni in both the Sutra and Tantric tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. When we use the term Tibetan Buddhism or shamanistic Lamaism, it's not mainstream Buddhism. Mainstream Buddhism relies mostly on receiving blessings and transmissions of the teaching. But what we stress in the Tibetan tradition or practice is connection to the Lama and the lineage of that Lama, and then the lineages of all the Lamas or teachers of this Sutra and Tantric tradition. When we do that, it's called non-sectarian, or Rime in Tibetan. And Jamken Kongtrul Lodro Tai, a Lama in the 18th century, brought all of the traditions of Tibetan Buddhism and all of the traditions of India together in what we call two applications, two apps. The Sutra tradition, which follows all the Buddhist teachings up until they came to Tibet, and the Tantric tradition, which involves the pure nature of mind in connection with advice from a teacher, we say the Lama Guru. And this predominantly started with the 15th, what we call the 15th reincarnation of Buddha Shakyamuni as Padmasambhava. And that took place in the 8th century, and from that time down to the present day, we have an unbroken tantric lineage of 5 traditions of Tibetan Buddhism that survived the Chinese takeover of that country. Now they're available to all cultures of the planet, and whoever wishes to connect to these extremely high and rare methods of practice. The word practice is the key word, which is not the key word in other Buddhist traditions, and actually most Buddhist traditions are treated like a religion. We don't go there. This is not a religion. This is a healing program designed to heal you on 4 levels: physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And how do you work that is the person connecting to the Lama and with the teacher's advice actually does the practices. To give you an idea of where this goes, every being connects what is called 2 kinds of awareness. The drama awareness every being has. Animals, humans, spirits throughout the universe. But higher awareness, very, very few beings have it, and it can only be developed in the human condition. To give you an idea of this, when one has the main practice applied to the body, speech, and mind, it's simply to let the mind and the body be comfortable and soft and relaxed. Sitting straight, do not let anything distract you. Let yourself settle naturally and look with your eyes into the space in front. This energy of the wide open awareness with space is connecting you to the pure energy of the entire universe. And that's what we call the Dakini or female energy. When one sits like this, you breathe, let your breath flow naturally, if possible, through the nose. At this point, without any concern about what you are thinking, or what you remember, or what is nice, or what is painful, the mind's essence becomes clear and expansive. Its natural state is vivid and naked, completely open. This open nature of the mind is the nature of the minds of all sentient beings of the three realms, but very few take the time to connect to it in practice. This is the heart of the glorious master, lama, or guru, who is considered the supreme guide when it comes to transforming the mind into states of pure awareness. This is what the Buddhas of the three times intended. It is also called the Dharmakaya of Mahamudra. And the Dharmakaya is your highest nature. Mahamudra is the realization of that nature. It means all-pervasive with intelligence. It is also called the Great Perfection. It is the luminous Great Perfection, which is called the Path and Result. It is also called emptiness with altruistic compassion based on loving kindness. So it is so available to many different types of students in practice that it is given many names throughout each tradition. But all of these names point a finger to just this one thing. Everything is not true. Everything is not false. Like the moon and water, say the Lama. The ordinary mind itself is the Dharma expanse. This is the victor's essence of practice. So the simplicity of this comes down to just realizing that whatever arises in your mind is okay, and not let it drag you around. Let it arise, appear, and disappear. That is the ultimate practice of Mahamudra. Directly, whatever arises, do not change it. Rest naturally. This fulfills the essence of all the creation stages, completion stages, mantra recitation, and all the meditation methods of Tibetan Buddhism. That sums it up. And that's what we take refuge in, which we're going to do in a moment. But before that, I would like, so this commentary I just read you was the last page in Vivid Awareness, which we had sent from Shambhala Press.
What's it by?
Huh?
Who wrote it? China?
Lama Khenpo Gonchar.
Oh.
And Kenshin Trangu Rinpoche is a translator of all of this. So this is direct from the mouth of one of our Buddha Lamas. But this very last page sums up the whole book. Then in Lama Rinpoche's book, The Story of All Is Simply Said, which most of you had, from page 36, it says, using this book as an example of what awareness without thinking is like, it's simply the state of pure awareness. And when accomplished, when in this state, it doesn't change the way you do things. It changes the essence of the way you do things. It helps you to carry out your actions in a more simple form, allowing the energy of your practice to produce the results. which is what we do here in Hawaii, and which is why we have so many Dharma centers on all the islands and so many students and many lamas. But that's a collective mindset. On the individual level, it's everyday interactions with others and how to treat the environment and the world around you with loving kindness. In this pure awareness, as in the case with most lamas, the fundamental simplicity of the mind is not disturbed, which simply means there are no judgments as the thoughts arise. And actually, in such situations, voidness takes over and there's not even any thought. The purpose of this kind of meditation practice is to train the mind to perceive the simple, pure awareness of one's natural mind and how it connects to the entire universe around it. This pure awareness is always right here in the present moment. It is not a combination of habits or constant movement of the mind, and so we don't need to experience it. Because again, voidness cannot be experienced. Namarenchen. So many of us have a lot of experiences. I can attest to that. And every day it's a challenge because the experiences are ongoing. You know, just because you're meditating and have a calm habit about your way you do things in the world around you, whether it be taking care of your house or your garden or your loved ones, pets, or simply taking the time to arise in the night, in the early morning, and other hours of the day, to sit and formally practice. Actually, in the night, I used to rise and sit. Now I just wake up and lay there. But I make sure that my body is straight, because it's that straightness that allows the activity of the meditation to permeate your form and open all the nadis and channels of light that your body possesses, which is an infinite amount. But having read to you this kind of summary is simply to encourage you to do the practice under any conditions. The distractions are the path. And no matter how extreme these distractions get, it is appropriate to take them on the path. And one of the ones that I constantly come in contact because of my age, I'm 83, is the body's constant neediness. And also how easily certain afflictions or certain disruptions or painful experiences like going barefoot and stepping on a thorn, things like that, arise. Those immediately become what is most common in the Tibetan practice called tonglen, or taking and sending. And with that practice, I find that all these agings and all the discomforts arise, just like the thoughts, are dealt with skillfully and transform, disappear. No biggie. So with all of that, we take refuge. Everything that we do is for everybody else. This is our gift to the universe for everybody else interconnected to us as our life support system, starting with our own mother and then infinite mother sentient beings that we know supported us in past life and that we know will support us again in future life. And we repay all of that kindness with our own loving kindness, unconditional and compassionately. The word compassion simply means that we're interested in the well-being of every single sentient being as if they were our own child. That's called altruistic compassion. And that's the first thought and the last thought of all the practices of Tibetan Buddhism. And it goes like this. In order to accomplish enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we now take refuge. And when possible, offer full prostration, thinking that all these sentient beings that we are doing this practice for are doing the prostrations with us. Infinite in number, filling the universe around us. That is the foundation practice of the altruistic motivation of Tibetan Buddhism. And it's how I started my practice, taking refuge in 1977. And I still do those full prostrations that way today with this thought. And then I add, as I do more prostrations, that we go for refuge to all the holy lamas, all of them. We go for refuge to all the yidams, 1,000 deities gathered in the 5 mandalas of the 5 dhyana Buddhas. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered their mind through these practices and gone beyond the relative state into higher and higher states of awareness and intelligence. We go for refuge to all this supreme Dharma. The Dharma applied to 2 levels, how it is on the outer world, starting with your own body, and how it is on the inner world, with your own mind. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha that teach the instruction of all the sutras and how to practice them, and all the tantric methods acquired from the last 2,600 years, from Buddha Shakyamuni down to the present day. And we go for refuge to all the Dakas and Dakinis who are the protectors and defenders of our own wisdom nature, as it arises and as it starts to evolve with practice into higher and higher states of awareness. And you must have the knowledge that there is no ceiling to this. There's no end to this. But the Dakas and Dakinis, with your practice, run the show. And that's your support. We take refuge in all the lamas. We take refuge in all the yidams, the deities in our mandalas. We take refuge in all the Buddhas. We take refuge in all this supreme Dharma of Sutra and Tantric practice. We take refuge in all the noble Sangha teachers, lamas, and all of their support, translators, and what we call Jindoks support. And we take refuge in all the Dakas and Dakinis. All of this support system, all 6 levels, 6 kinds, possess the eye of transcending intelligence and awareness. Then we start the Bodhisattva training program with the Bodhisattva refuge prayer of the 6, we call them primary practices, most of which you probably learned it from other mothers, friends, relatives, but this one has 2 levels. How it's applied outwardly to the world around you and the beings in it, and how it's applied inwardly to calm and transform your own mind. To the Buddha, Dharma, and this Supreme Assembly we go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained from practicing the 6 Bodhisattva perfections or disciplines, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. And we must translate these 3 aspects of practice that are the theme of everything we do from start to endless finish, to communicate it to other cultures of the planet using one language, Sanskrit, and also to communicate it to the spirit world, which has been going on for 2,600 years, so that they know you are their friend. The first para, the altruistic motivation, in Sanskrit. Dagdang Jova Namke Tadang Yampe Semchem Tamche Dudine Jute Jisi Changchu Ningpo Lachi Kibardu. Then the 6 supports of refuge. Palden Lama Dampa Namla Chapsu Chio Yedam Chokor Gilatso Namla Chapsu Chio Sanjay Chong Dende Namla Chapsu Chio Dampe Chur Namla Chapsu Chio Galpe Gendum Namla Chapsu Chio Pao Gandro Chokyung Sume Sho Yesheki Shendang Dempa Namla Chapsu Chio. Then the Bodhisattva prayer called Bodhicitta. Sanjay Chodong Choki Chonam La Jengchu Bardu Dagni Japsu Chi Dagi Jinso Jipe Sonam Pi Chola Penjur Sanjay Jupar Sho. Powerful. Who's producing this power? You are. We are. Individually and collectively. Globally. When we have these 5 states of wisdom developed, called Buddha fields, these 5 energy fields are all pervasive. They are the all-pervasive nature of your mind. And they are constructed in such a way that there is 1,000 different apps of how these 5 energy fields are applied through practice, through your intention. And the alternative to this is also an app, and that's your drama mind, how you've been applying your drama mind night and day, thinking, dreaming, to everything you do, say, and think. In your relationships with others, and the environment around you. But not in a way that brings some lasting result. Yes, you have temporal happiness, is called temporary happiness. This is the drama's world's hook. And it's not favorable. We know the causes: I, me, mindness, lack of we, lack of cooperation with the beings in the world around it. But when we do the 6 Bodhisattva disciplines as the foundation of all sutra and tantra, we're talking about generosity in giving goods and advice and all that on the worldly level, and also the intention of the refuge, the altruistic motivation, and the 6 supports, 6 refuges. And generosity itself is those 6. That's the highest form of generosity. Morality, ethics, and good manners is number 2, but that has to be applied also in connection with the 3 roots and the 3 jewels that you take refuge in, and the 6 Bodhisattva disciplines, together with the loving kindness of the altruistic motivation, equally applied to every being in the universe, even if they want to kill you. Oh. Patience is an antidote to anger. Anger is the worst of all karmic emotional affliction. It marks the mind in a way that hard to erase. But the result is extreme cases of pain and suffering. Generosity, morality, and patience, together with diligence of practice using those 3, and then simply adding with diligence meditation practice. The meditation practice starts off just for you. But gradually, it's because of your all-pervasive nature, we call it the Dharmakaya of your mind, it starts to assemble more and more beings beyond your worldly experience. And that helps you to move into the ultimate state of your awareness, which is beyond the mind. Oh. So these higher states of intelligence, you can't get your mind around them because they're timeless and limitless. Your relative mind, you can get your mind around because it's very limited and constructed to the idea of a soul or a self existing in a way that's separate from everybody else, but individually in your own situation, separate from your 3 given qualities: body, speech, and mind. The body, speech, and mind in the worldly drama are operating separately. Mind's doing one thing, body's doing another, speech something else. It's the worst form of multitasking. When you start to meditate and use these, the advice of these higher intelligence beings that exist in your presence, that starts to dissipate. And the mind starts to open up. And a perfect example of this is the 3 lights meditation practice. Because the wisdom nature of your mind is light and boundless space. The grand expanse of space and light. That's the Dakini. All the lamas have this Dakini consort. And when you start your practice, you immediately connect to that kind of limitless, I'll say, healing energy when you start using the three lights, because you're connecting one to the essence of your mind, you're connecting one to your body, and you're connecting both of those to the improvement of the world around you. And then the world inside of you. And then back to the world around you. It's a great loop. And once it starts, we have this sign, looks like a figure 8 laying on its side. The endless loop. And you start to accept that because lasting happiness is the byproduct. It has perks. So sit with your back straight, hands comfortable on your knees or in your lap. Head slightly tilted, back straight as I said. Mouth closed, eyes open, softly gaze to the space about 2 feet in front. Let the energy of everything that exists start right there through your eyes. And you bring your mind, whatever that is, to the present moment on what keeps you in the body, what keeps you alive. Breath, air. Inhale. As the air comes in through your nose into your lungs, you visualize it as white light. The nature of this energy is universally light. The second breath, which is called the middle breath, you visualize as red light. As a result of breathing in the air, the spontaneous effect is all that energy goes over every cell in your body. Like a flash of red light energy. These two energies you bring together as the ultimate energy of blue light going out your nose to everyone in space as a healing breath from this part of your body to everywhere like the sky. Inhale white light, fill your lung. The absorption breath of red light through your body to every cell. Visualize. Bring these two together and exhale blue light out your nose to space. Available to everybody in the sky, which is a symbol of the entire boundless universe. The white light enhancing your physical situation to keep you alive is called the Nirmanakaya. The energy of that keeping you alive is called the Sambhogakaya. And those two together produce the ultimate nature of awareness called the Dharmakaya. Then once this is accomplished, the three lights have brought your body, speech, and mind into the same program, into the same purpose of the refuge. Because those three lights are the way all of the Dharma is transmitted by all the lamas, men and women, teachers of this tradition. Breathe. Visualize. Focus. This three-light meditation is the basis for this next practice called the 5-element healing practice, or the 5-element prana yoga practice that brings all the energy of the universe into your physical situation. This is what your mother did for up to 9 months to bring you into the world. She gave you the space, the fluids, the warmth, the air, and the earth of her own body to create you. And all mother sentient beings in the human condition, and all of the sentient beings in the animal condition, are produced of these 5 elements. With that thought, pick one of the 5 elements that sustain you, and what you individually, or maybe with some advice, think that would be more practical for your healing energy today, the way you are today, because every day changes. So today I'm going to pick, the earth element. When doing this 5 elements healing practice, whether it be earth, water, fire, air, or space, the practice is done the same way. And the healing takes place from the moment you started to focus on your breath with the 3 lights practice, and then condense those 3 lights into a tiny particle of light in the center of your heart to bring your body, speech, and mind into the energy of the most all-pervasive nature of nature itself, space. So that combination of 3 lights producing that spark, called a bindu, a tigli in Tibetan, is to connect you to universal basic space of how everything is produced, sustained, and transforms into other states in this universe. So simply rest for a moment of the connection to the infinite light of basic space, your true essence. Then from this all-pervasive state, this elemental condition of the universe and everything that exists, recreate the spark in your heart center and have it expand into a tiny sphere of just clear light, energy. No color code. Small as you can imagine it, like a tiny drop. Spark. Star. Then expand that small sphere of clear light with your imagination into the six-sided gold yellow cube. Symbolizing Earth. About the size of your thumbnail in the center of your heart chakra. It manifests healing energy in infinite ways. And you know that because you're standing on it. Then take this symbol of the six-sided yellow cube out in front of your chest and up before your eyes where your gaze was resting. Visualize it there. Keep your focus and your imagination together. The next step is to imagine it grow large enough that you can see your physical form sitting inside, like it becomes a large room, just as you are. Receiving the limitless healing energy for healing of Earth. Completely natural. There's no such thing as supernatural. And since it's available equally to every living being, we're going to present this healing practice to those beings that inhabit the entire world around it. Imagine the cube to grow in size to completely enclose, for us here in Hawaii, this island of Kauai and surrounding ocean inside. For you watching your city, town, or a large area of where you're doing this practice. $50 or $100 in every direction. Then imagine it to grow in size to completely enclose Mother Earth, including her atmosphere, encased in this six-sided yellow symbol of Earth. Keeping focus and meditation, visualization together, expanded in size to completely enclose the whole solar system, sun, moon, planet, all inside. Everything for billions of miles in every direction. Then deliberately increase it in size to enclose our spiral disc-shaped galaxy. A 100,000 light years in diameter, all of that inside. And because your natural mind is called the Dharmakaya, expand the cube to enclose the infinite light of boundless space. No meditation, simply be present, relax, and observe or contemplate space. Then move from this limitless position again, creating with your imagination the six-sided sphere to enclose the spiral disc-shaped galaxy. Imagine it to shrink in size just to enclosing the solar system. Smaller and smaller to just enclosing Mother Earth. and shrink it to enclose this island of Kauai, or your area where you are practicing. And then take all the energy of the practice that supports life in this universe and condense it into the six-sided cube enclosing your physical body. All of this life force, healing energy, life support into you. And having accepted that as a gift, finish your practice by shrinking the cube to its original small size and visualize it 2 feet in front of your eye. Bring it to chest level and into your heart chakra. Shrink it in size to a tiny, tiny particle of light. And allow this pinpoint of light to merge with the infinite light of boundless space and relax. No meditation. Simply be present and alert. End the practice by bringing the awareness you've developed with this practice to in front of your eyes and spread it in the world around you. And of course, in the Bodhisattva tradition, dedicate the merit of this virtuous practice to all beings and teach it to all your children. The second part of the practice, the meditation tonight. And by the way, a lot of people that never meditated before have told us that with this 3 lights, just the 3 lights meditation practice, they were able to sit comfortably and without judgment watch the moment-to-moment tendencies of their own situation, their mind. And with the addition of the 5 elements practice, became more and more at home and at ease with whatever form of meditation practice what is available. The purpose of the Sutra and Tantric tradition of Tibetan Buddhism is to move from the confines of physical existence, this growing and developing stage that we all experience being in a body, and start the process of evolving into the other nature of mind which possesses a higher quality of awareness which brings with it a higher state of intelligence, insight, and mostly, especially with women, how to use that, how to trust that. And release all the judgmental qualities of the ordinary mind, the relative drama mind, and allow oneself to evolve, which is exactly what one's mother would wish for a child. Grow, develop, and evolve into a kind, mature person, human. So we'll start with the 3 lights meditation practice to bring the 3 tantric deities, that all 1,000 deities of Tibetan Buddhism, with the existence of your Dharmakaya nature and the boundless luminosity of the space of the universe as the consort, have these 3. And the reason that we keep presenting this in this Thursday night class is because they are the basis of absolute Buddha maturity. Concern for the well-beings of all others, altruistic compassion. The development insight into our true nature and how to use it. And the activity of those 2 produced spontaneously in one's situation, and with one's body, speech, and mind. So they appear as 3 separate entities. Now this first one is what all energy is about. Power. Ooh, I want some. Yeah, all humans want power, mostly. But this one cannot be accessed without the interconnecting qualities of compassion and loving kindness as a method of this activity of power getting results. It also has to have the activity of insight, which means everything that you're going to realize and go beyond the boundaries of growth and development and evolve with are based on internalizing the advice of the lamas from Shakyamuni Buddha down to the present day into your heart chakra, into your heart mind, and cut off any form of ego fixation or any idea that something is supernatural or higher than or better than anything else. And cut out your fixation that there's all these terrible lower ways of doing things and applying that to your practice. And not knowing what to do under constantly changing situations, which is what the universe is all about. That's its program. But most importantly, to understand that in your natural mind, there is no change. And how to use that function of the natural mind. So the insight is accomplished through these three methods. And the methods are the male deities. How to deal with the Dakini, the universe, the consort, is the purpose of these three. Because Dakini energy, as Lama Rinchen told me, is tricky. And if you have close contact with a human Dakini, you know that. Starting with your own mother. But the Dakini, the mother energy, is also in the celestial world and is the activity of all the Buddhas of the three times. So whenever I need something, actually needs not a good word. When its accomplishment is necessary, I ask the Dakinis to take care of it and get out of the way. But I want you to know, these three have to be in place. Your body, the wisdom mind of your speech, and the power of these two together to be a Buddha. Moment to moment, life to life, no end in sight. Timeless awareness development. So we'll start with the basic practice of all 1,000 deities, Chenrezig. The mantra is Om Mani Padme Hum. And we'll do 108 recitations of that mantra as the Lama in front of us presents the three lights of body, speech, and mind of all of the wisdom of all the Buddhas into you. And you sit with your back straight, hands comfortable, mouth closed, eyes open, head slightly tilted. And allow the three lights of the Lama to come into your three places. To acclimate you to being Chenrezig, the compassionate victor of transforming all pain and suffering into states of spiritual accomplishment and higher intelligence, with compassion. So the key word here is compassion. No one left out. Equally applied. Then the Lama as Chenrezig melts into you and you become Chenrezig. The three lights now in your central channel of your life force is the tantric approach to quick accomplishment of this practice. The C syllable is Om, Ah, and Hum. They come together in the heart chakra and they produce, I'm using the stupa here as a symbol of universal application, of free. So learn to draw this symbol. It's a 5 with a little ah at the bottom. Looks like a question mark laying on its side. Ha. Then it has a slash line under it. That's wrong. Ra. Ha. Rata. And then this hook is the I. So it's Ha, Rata, I. It's called a stack symbol. And those three are the compassion, power, and insight of light used in the higher and higher states of intelligence and awareness that you develop through this practice. If you get this one practice, everything else can be accomplished. My teacher, Kala Rinpoche, who was Chenrezig, told me that. Visualize the three in your heart center in a 5 colors sphere of light. Allow the energy of that to spread through your form as Chenrezig, 2-arm or 4-arm. Go out to all sentient beings, all the spirit world, and all the animal and human world, wherever they take birth. By just doing that much, the vibration of the Chenrezig, loving kindness, compassion, power, and insight start to take place. And you, as Chenrezig, start to feel the vibration of the energy of this altruistically applied states of loving kindness and compassion to everyone in your heart chakra. That's the three. And as this grows, it becomes the mantra of the 6 syllables, which demands that the 4 realms of the spirit world and the 2 realms of the animal and human world all together are liberated, free of pain and suffering, and evolving into higher and higher states of awareness as this deity. And you start to sound that mantra that's coiled around the tree like a wheel, turning clockwise, letters facing out, and each letter a different color, blazing energy through your rainbow body. Your ordinary form, no need. Starting in front, Om, clockwise, Ma, Ni, Te, Mi, Hum. 6 directions, 6 realms, right through your body, rainbow body, into all the 6 drama worlds. All the animals and humans become Chenrezig, and all the entire universe of spirit, Chenrezig. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Tree. Now, with this mantra, all the sentient beings of all the past and all the future and present states of existence are all now drawn from every realm as Chenrezig into you. Completely liberated of any negative tendency or any need to return to those states of existence. And to feel the vibration of the mantra pulling these infinite sentient beings into you. From every direction, from every state, past, present, and future, of any kind of harmful, unfavorable existence. Then you as the central deity, as this liberator, using this rainbow energy of the mantra and the creation sound Shri. Body, speech, and mind as one. You disappear, your rainbow body, into the mantra in your heart center. Then the 6 syllables of the mantra clear all emotional involvement, all judgment, into voidness, into the clear light symbol of the Shri. The Om disappears, the Ma disappears. Hey, me. All 6 syllables, Om, all together. Then the Shri indicates infinite light. And it changes into the symbol of the Buddha Amitabha, of infinite light. And the rainbow energy of light around him is the 5 elements and 5 dhyana Buddhas. Contracts to a tiny particle and enters the domain of voidness, ultimate bliss. No judgment. Simply relax in space with this newfound intelligence and awareness. No more growing and developing. The evolutionary process has no ceiling. No dimension of existence. Relax. Then arises the deity Chenrezig at the end of this Mahamudra state of the practice. And apply that to every yidam, all 1,000 yidams of the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, in all 5 Buddha fields. And then in the outer world, whatever arises as the 5 forms of the 5 elements, or the emotional programs of all the spirit world. Om Mani Padme Hum. Never ending. Sentient beings arise, liberated, and disappear. Then you move to the second state of this practice, which is how to use it. Answering all your questions of how, why, when, where, what. The illusory body has been established as the capital improvement of your drama world. There is no higher. So again, the Lama appears in front of you with the 3 lights coming from the Lama's 3 places into your 3 places. It's the transmission of the deity of Manjushri. The Om, the Ah, and the Hum, white, red, and blue. And you can see those 3 coming into your 3 places, head, throat, and heart. The Lama moves into you as Manjushri. Like water into water, you become the rainbow body of ultimate insight applied to the relative and ultimate state of mind. Intuitive awareness arises naturally from the all-pervasive state of light. When the Om and the Ah and the Hum come down the central channel and merge together in your heart chakra, they turn into the letter D. The D is the sound of light itself, the Sanskrit vibration of any light or life form as it arises in the natural world. But most importantly, as it arises in your imagination or in your mind, and then throughout your physical body. You become Manjushri with the sword raised in the sky, cutting through the ignorance of I, me, mine, the soul. Left hand, thumb and ring finger hold the stem of a lotus, a beautiful multicolored lotus with the heart sutra resting on it. With the compassion of Chenrezig, the heart sutra produces the sound of voidness. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. And it evolves into the 1,000 stanzas of Prajnaparamita, the mother of perfect wisdom. When you use the Chenrezig as the basis and then become Manjushri with the empowerment of the Lama, knowledge and insight start to develop from the heart chakra of what this is and how to use it. So whenever you have questions, you do this mantra. Manjushri, similar to Chenrezig, rainbow body. Light goes out to all sentient beings, humans, animals, and spirits. They all become Manjushri. In your mind, everybody is the deity. That causes the heart mantra to arise. This mantra of knowledge and insight is Om Ar Ra Pa Sa Na Di So Ha. One round, be Manjushri. All sentient beings equal to you, with all knowledge and insight of all the Buddhas of the three times, past, present, and future. Om Ara Pata Nadi Soha, 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 Om Ara Mora Bhaja Nadi Soha, 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 Mora Bhaja Soha, Mora Bhaja Nadi 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 Soha. Use the rainbow body of Manjushri as a symbol. Receive the liberating vibration of all sentient beings, freed of their judgmental mind, and evolving into higher and higher states of consciousness. All those rainbow bodies, infinite in number, filling the universe, of all beings of existence, past, present, and future, dissolving into you. You as Manjushri, the central rainbow body, disappear into the mantra Om Arapata Nadi So Ha. That mantra coiled wheel dissolves into the D. Focusing on the red D and rainbow light flashing out in every direction, like a supernova filling space. Sound the D. D, 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 D. And you rise from this state of evolving bliss with the knowledge and the compassion as the basis of power over your mind and power over the outer world to accomplish what is appropriate while in the human condition, whether in a body or not. So you take the program of the Chenrezig of infinite compassion and the mandala program of Manjushri of infinite awareness. And infinite power arises on its own. Omnipresence with the deity yogas is Chenrezig. Omniscience, knowing everything, is the program of Manjushri. And omnipotence, infinite power, is the program of those two together, of Vajrapani. And this sound of this deity arises with the exhale of the three lights, Om, Ah, and Hum. Those three lights enter the heart chakra. The Hum is the infinite application of whatever's appropriate while in the human condition that benefits countless others, individually and collectively. And so you arise as the two-legged Vajrapani, two-armed, in a dome of flame. With the support of these two, the power spontaneously arises with the Hum applied to the inner and outer worlds of space. The inner worlds of higher and higher states of awareness is no limit, no boundary. The outer world is healing energy for infinite sensing beings and in the process liberating them from their judgmental mind. Long is the sound of the Dakini energy of this state of Hum, power. The mantra arises from the Karmapa, who is the two-armed Vajrapani called Burna Chen. In this form in front of you, from his three lights, the energy of his body, speech, and mind enters your three places. Then all three come together as the Lama merges into you and you become the two-armed Vajrapani. The infinite application of compassion, highest states of awareness or insight, as power to be used in the human condition for countless other beings and the environmental world around you. With your exhale, Hum goes out to all sentient beings and light returns into your body with the next breath, and you become the Hum in the heart chakra with Vajrapani. In a dome of flames, holding Dorje and bell, standing on a lotus sun and moon seat, a 64-petal lotus, dark blue or purple in color. Is indicating taking this form into the human world to benefit limitless sentient beings, your mother. All the animals, all the humans, and all the spirits throughout space. Causes the heart mantra to arise. Om Vajrapani, 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 Om Vajrapani. This mantra is stationary around the hum. Light blasts out like solar energy in every direction. Om Vajrapani, 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 Om Vajrapani. Vajrapani, Om Vajrapani, Om Vajrapani, Om Vajrapani, Om Vajrapani. Om Vajrapani, 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 Om Om Vajrapani, Om Vajrapani, Om Vajrapani, Om Vajrapani, Om Vajrapani, Om Burna Chen, Om Pe, Om Burna Chen, Karmapa, Lama Karmapa, Om Pe, Om Burna Chen, 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 Karma, Lama Karmapa, Om Pe, Om Burna Chen, 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 Lama Karmapa, Om Pe. And all the 6 realms, Manjushri, Chenrezig, Vajrapani, altogether dissolve into you. You disappear into the Om Vajrapani Hum. It disappears into the Hum, into space. No center, no boundary. Relax. Simply be present without judgment of physical or mental experiences. Then whenever you use these three deities to accomplish higher and higher states of awareness, intelligence, and realization, whichever one you use at the end of the session, say this prayer. With all beings, my mothers, filling space. We go to the Lama, precious Buddha. With all beings, my mothers, filling space. We go to the Lama, the all-pervasive Dharmakaya. With all beings, my mothers, filling space. We go to the Lama, the bliss energy of all the deities, the Sambhogakaya. With all beings, my mothers, filling space. We go to the Lama of loving kindness, compassion, power, and insight, the Nirmanakaya. With these three kayas or vehicles is our own true nature. We connect to all the Lama Gurus, starting with Karmapa. Karmapa Chenno, Karmapa Chenno, Karmapa Chenno, Karmapa Chenno, Karmapa Chenno. This Chenno means that the body, speech, and mind are all the qualities and action of the Lama, producing Buddha activity for every sentient being. Condensed to Chenno, mind of a Buddha. Karmapa Chenno, 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 Karmapa Chenno. Lama Rinchen Chenno, Lama Rinchen Chenno, Lama Rinchen Chenno, Lama Rinchen Chenno. Lama Tenzin Chenno, Lama Tenzin Chenno, Lama Tenzin Chenno, Lama Tenzin Chenno. Lama Tenzin Chenno, Dalai Lama 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 Chenno. So you add whatever Lama you have as a teacher, man or woman, and then Chenno means like all four of those prayers. The Buddha is the Dharmakaya, the Sambhogakaya, and the Nirmanakaya in you. And we dedicate the merit of this virtuous activity tonight to all sentient beings, our mother. May they all attain Mahamudra enlightenment and Buddhahood in one lifetime. And that's for all of you doing this practice tonight. Kewa di nurdu da, chagya chimpo jugir ne, jowa ching king malu pa, neyi sala go parsho, sanjay kuso nimpai jim la dam, shoni megar nimpai jim la dam, kendu miche dumpai jim la ki, chitar gomwang gomwang ju par sho. By this virtue of having realized Mahamudra, may quickly establish all beings without a single exception in that state, for the blessing of the three bodies of the Buddha being accomplished. By the blessing of the truth of this Dharma being unchanging, by the blessing of the wishes of us, the Sangha, being unwavering, may this dedication prayer be fulfilled. May all the Lamas have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity, and all their wishes be fulfilled. May all beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May all beings be away from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings through our practice being established in the highest states of bliss. And may they all reach the state of equanimity, abandoning attachment, aversion, pride, jealousy, anger, stupidity, bewilderment, ignorance, fear, anxiety, and depression. Juchi Jay, thank you. And aloha.